Welcome to the Cupcake Wars. So I'm going to go over a little bit about your Cupcake Wars, and it's going to take place next week. So just keep that in mind. We are going to learn how to frost, we're going to learn how to bake a cake, all that. And then next week, at the end of the week, you are going to hopefully utilize some of the things that you learned in these 2 weeks and to make the best and the most gorgeous looking cupcakes ever. So we're going to look at Cupcake Wars. So the first thing is the details. Your theme for your cupcakes is Disney. Each group is going to have a required ingredient that needs to be incorporated in their cupcakes in some shape or form, and that ingredient will be lemon. You are going to need to make 12 to 18 cupcakes that are decorated and placed on a theme display. You must use your teamwork, planning, and creativity to come up with a cupcake design for Disney theme. So some rules and regulations. Your cupcakes will be made from scratch, so you are going to have the opportunity and the time to look for some recipes that makes cupcakes. Your frosting must also be made from scratch, and we are going to learn some basic frosting making, but frosting can be changed in terms of flavor by adding a few ingredients. So your frosting must be made from scratch. Your decorations, however, can be purchased. Just know that they need to reflect the theme, and in general they should be typically edible. So you should not put, a crayon on a cupcake. I don't know why you would, but if the crayon's not edible, don't put it on a cupcake. The next thing is your display that you develop or your design must hold 12 to 18 cupcakes. The remaining cupcakes that you make, you guys will divide them evenly amongst yourselves and you can eat them, but you will also be able to take the rest of your cupcakes after the judges have gone through and judged them. So you will have cupcakes to take home. Your judges will critique you on these following areas. Your cupcake itself. They're going to look at the texture, the flavor, the use of your selected ingredients, your frosting, the texture, the flavor, the color, how it complements or incorporates any, if you choose to use your ingredient there. How does it complement your cake itself? Your decorations, they're professional, not sloppy, and it reflects the theme, and again, edible. And your cupcake display tower, professional, not sloppy, and it reflects the theme. So things you will need to do: you will be building your own displays. How you do it, what you do it with, I'm not going to give you any hints. You need to figure that part out on your own. There's nothing that's specific. Does not need to go vertical. It could go horizontal. Whatever. You just need to figure out how you're going to display your cupcakes. I will provide you the basic ingredients for the frosting and the cake. If you want anything other than that, you will need to provide any special decorations. This includes candies, filling ingredients, sprinkles, etc. Disclaimer: the following images are examples of what you can do. I don't want you to copy these. I want you to look on the internet for some ideas, but I also want you to make it your own. Your group has to use creativity to design the cupcake display. So here are some examples of Disney themed cupcakes. We have Minnie Mouse. We have the what are those things called? From Toy Story. Those little aliens from Toy Stories. We have Disney princesses and a couple different versions of it. We have Peppa Pig. We have Roses. We have the Incredible, and we have the Frosty, the snowman from Frozen. So here is your basic schedule. On Monday, which will be the day that you're watching this, you are going to review the criteria that I'm handing out to you and the plan. On Tuesday, I will put you in your groups. So I really want you to start thinking about ideas on your own. So when I do put you in your kitchen, you come to the table with ideas. And that makes it a lot easier for you guys to make decisions if you have things that you can make a decision on. So everyone, I want you to come to your groups tomorrow with a game plan, with some idea. When I group you into your different kitchens, you guys are going to need to communicate with each other, take some ideas from each other, listen to each other, and work together. Now, on Thursday is a planning day, so we will set aside Thursday to plan our Cupcake Wars. We're going to watch a half an episode of Cupcake Wars just so you can kind of see some ideas and some creativity. And then your drawings are going to be due for your display. So what you guys as a group decide, you're going to turn in your drawings on Thursday. You're also going to turn in your planning worksheets. So by this time, you should have an idea of what you're going to do. You're going to have an idea what flavor your cake is going to be, etc., etc. Then the following week, Monday, you are going to be working with fondant, and I'm going to show you some decorating techniques, like piping techniques and things like that. You are also going to need to give me your market order and a pantry list. Even though I am providing basics like eggs and flour and sugar and things like that, I still need to know how much you need so I make sure I have it. You will also need to have a market order for yourself. So as you go through the recipe, the things that I do not have, you need to make a shopping list so that you as a group can figure out who can bring what. Tuesday next week, you're going to begin sketching and building your designs or your displays. And then you're also going to mise your ingredients for your cupcakes. Wednesday, you're going to bake your cupcakes, finish your displays. Thursday, you're going to decorate your cupcakes. And Friday, you're going to put all of that together as a final push, and your judges are going to evaluate your wonderful creations. Now, as you can see, we have some days in here that we are not on there. For instance, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, because we are going to be learning about cakes and baking actual cakes and frosting and regular cake. It's not included in your Cupcake Wars, so I did not want to put that on your schedule. So I don't want you to feel confused why we skipped a few days. We are still going to be learning about cakes and how to frost them. Alright, so I'm going to go over your planning guide in your planning worksheet a little bit. A lot of this information was just on the PowerPoint I just went through, but I'm going to kind of go over it again. So your display details, this is your theme, is Disney. You are going to need to have 12 to 18 cupcakes. You are going to need to work together to create your cupcakes, to frost your cupcakes, to decorate, all that good stuff. Your judges are going to be looking at these items. So make sure that when you're planning your cupcake, you are thinking about what the judges are going to critique. Now I am going to have the basics, which is going to be flour, sugar, eggs, vanilla, salt, baking soda, oil, butter, and milk. And of course I'll have lemons. But anything above that, you're going to need to provide. If you want to bring in your own special materials for decorations, you are more than welcome to. Just make sure that it is something you can obtain, and then make sure that you guys are not putting one person in charge of bringing everything. That's not fair. So if you decide that you are able to bring any ingredients, you need to let your team know, and you guys need to rethink what your plans are. So again, here is your schedule. And I did include a couple of things because we are going to be working on a rainbow cake as a group. So this here is from the rainbow cake, as well as this one right here. This will be your blog 11. So do not get confused. Those two items are not on your Cupcake War. They have nothing to do with Cupcake Wars. They're just learning how to bake a cake, use buttercream, and then we also going to make fondant, so I can show you how to do some basic roses and things like that with fondant. So just keep in mind, this Wednesday here and Friday is not your Cupcake War. These are classroom things that we're going to do. Let's see. This right here is your planning worksheet. So I need one of these from each kitchen. One chef in your kitchen, or one individual, needs to become the head chef or the executive chef. They're going to be in charge of making sure that I get this worksheet. If I don't get this worksheet, everyone in your group gets a 0 on there, and I can't make sure that I have all your groceries because I don't know what you're making. So make sure I get this on the due date. I need all of the baker's names on there, what period it is, and what kitchen number you are. You're going to describe how you're going to represent the theme. So maybe you're going to do a Disney theme and you're going to do princesses. So each of your cupcakes are going to represent a different princess from a Disney movie. I don't know. So you guys just need to figure out how you're going to represent the theme. Then I want you to find your cupcake recipe, describe it, and then you're going to write the source, where you got it from. I want you to do a little review, read the reviews, read the ratings. Is this a bad recipe? You know, are people saying that this cake is too dry, or is this cake has no flavor? Then you probably don't want to use that recipe. I have a bunch of cookbooks on my ledge. I would highly advise you to use them because they are pretty decent. If you are using one of those cookbooks, then you'll need to make copies of the recipe, because I don't want you to take my book into your kitchen. Same thing with your frosting. You know, find your frosting recipe. Again, cookbooks have great reference source. Tell me where you got it from. If you're getting it from a cookbook, tell me the name, what page it's on, so that just in case you lose your recipe, we can find it again. Look at the rating and reviews and describe, is this a good recipe or not? You guys need to learn how to make that decision. Last but not least, I need you to make sure you either write out your full recipe, or you can staple a copy to this sheet when you turn it in. Alright, so also on the back of this sheet, you're going to have some questions to help you tell me what your vision for your cupcakes are. So as a group, I want you to kind of read through these questions and be able to answer these questions, because if you cannot answer these questions, then there's no reason that you need to be in the lab, and I will give you some book work to work on. You have to have a vision, you have to have a reason that you're doing it. Don't waste your group's time, don't waste my time, and don't waste ingredients. So figure out what you want to do, and you need to kind of follow through with your plan. So read through those questions and work on that. I am also including the judges' rubric, so you can see exactly what the judges are going to look at and how they are going to score you, so that you can see where you would rank. Last but not least, any additional comments that you might have. Maybe you need me to get you some extra stuff for fondant. I will supply that. So the basic stuff for fondant, which we will make next week Wednesday, I believe, I will have that as well. So if you want to do fondant, you are more than welcome to. I will supply that.